Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is a mid-monthly reading for January 2019, and it focuses on the areas of love and relationships and career and finance. For the reading, the love and relationship portion, I will be using the Wheel of the Year Tarot by Los Scarabeo, and I'll also pull a Romance Angels card. And for the finance portion, I use the Gilded Tarot by Sarah Marchetti and pull an additional oracle card from the Life Purpose deck. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading. If you're interested, all of the info can be found in the description box below this video. I would also encourage you, if you haven't already, to take a look at your 2019 overview. It's a special reading that I put out at the beginning of each year, and it just gives you a good idea of what's coming up, during each month of this year. So I will put the links for those as well in the description box below the video. All right, so I will stop for now, and we'll see each of the signs in 1 second for your reading. Hi Capricorn, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your mid-monthly reading. So we'll start off with the career and finance portion of the reading. And and these cards flew out, you have the Wheel of Fortune. You have all major arcanas actually for the 3 cards. So in the past position, number 10, Wheel of Fortune, followed by major arcana number 1, the Magician. Whoops. And in the future, major arcana number 19, the Sun. Pretty amazing cards. And from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy, you have the 4 of Swords. And from the Life Purpose Oracle card deck, you get nutrition. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. Which is an interesting card to come out, I think, because, most earth signs, that's sort of how they express love. They use very tangible ways, and cooking is, one of them. So it's interesting that that card came out. All right, so looking at the spread, definitely, huge changes coming in, life-altering changes, very positive changes coming in to your work, your career, your finance area of your life. But there could be some type of delay. So even though I'm reading for the second part of the month, there might be, some type of delay with this happening. It might not actually happen until, closer to the end of the month, even with the 4 of Swords as the overall energy. Because you can see here, this man, he has the 3 swords pointing down at him. And if we think about what the 3 of Swords is, it's a card that speaks of, it's a painful energy, right? It's a card that speaks of disappointment. Sometimes it can be betrayal, like, in more of a love reading. This can be like a third-party situation. But in general, it's a card of disappointment, of, something not going your way. And with the 4 of Swords, it's like the man has laid down his sword here, and he's reflecting, right? He's taking this time out to reflect on what happened and to sort of figure out next steps. And it can be, you withdrawing and you reflecting on, where do I go from here? Sometimes the 4 of Swords can also be, this sort of delay energy. So something happening, but not immediately, right? First, you have to kind of focus. There's a need to focus with the 4 of Swords as well, and to regroup and to think about, next steps. Where do I go from here? So for some of you, there could be, you might be contemplating a completely different path. This could be a major change. And so you're taking this time to sort of think about next steps. So you're regrouping. You're trying to figure out how to resolve something. You're removing yourself from the situation here. And, you're trying to kind of come up with a way to solve whatever this problem is. So, you're using your intellect. This is the suit of the mind, the suit of Swords. It deals with, You know, it's where we come up with our ideas. It's also how we get those ideas across to other people. So how we communicate to other people. And it is a 4, and 4s in the tarot, you know, they're very stable energy. Think of the, you know, the 4 in the major arcana, the emperor. He's very stable, very secure, you know, it's very solid energy. So even though it's air energy, it's like you're using it to regroup, right? To figure out next steps from here. So with the, you know, the Wheel of Fortune, Magician, and Sun card, these are huge energies for the last 2 weeks. With the Wheel of Fortune to begin with, this is a very karmic energy, right? It's a very fated energy. And it's interesting because the way it's portrayed in this deck, we can see there's a sun at the center of the wheel, and we have the sun as the outbound energy. So whatever this huge fated change is coming in, huge opportunity, right? It's blessed. It's, you know, divinely guided. There's a lot of very positive energy surrounding it. So, you know, sometimes a huge shift or change can seem a little scary or daunting, right? When this happens in our life, but it's about embracing this change. And the need with the Wheel of Fortune is to, you know, no matter what goes on, no matter what changes come in, is to remain centered, right? And so this sun at the center of the wheel kind of represents our mind and how we need to remain, you know, no matter what happens or, you know, what changes come in, we need to remain grounded. We need to remain centered here. And so, you know, if we think about usually the Wheel of Fortune, it's very positive. It speaks of, you know, a change of events. So if things have been very difficult for you, if you've experienced a lot of difficult times with, you know, with this 4 of Swords coming in, you might have been through, you know, a difficult situation, whether this is to do with your finances or your career. It could be a difficult situation, and it's like now is finally the time for you. You know, things are changing. The wheel is turning. Things are finally going in your favor. And again, it is very fated. So when we think about these fated opportunities, it's like out of nowhere, you know, it's like these chance opportunities appear in your life, you know, or they can appear with this energy of the Wheel of Fortune. These are very divinely guided opportunities. So, you know, instead of looking at these opportunities and feeling scared, it's more about embracing them, right? It's, again, how we, many times these are things that, you know, they're, well, the old major arcana is things very much out of our control. So instead of, you know, becoming kind of upset or uncentered by these things that are out of your control, it's about focusing, right? It's about focusing your energies, remaining centered, embracing these new changes. And, you know, I see that you're doing that here. I mean, with the Magician card sitting in the center position, this is very powerful energy. The Magician knows how to use, you know, he has all of the tools here. He has the wands, the cups, the swords, the pentacles. He has all of the tools within his grasp to manifest, to bring about whatever this change is, whatever this, you know, new opportunity is. He has everything that he needs to be successful, right? And so he's very aware of his, you know, the importance of his choices, but he's also very aware of, you know, his own control. He's very disciplined. He's very controlled. And he understands that he has the power within him. So you have the power within yourself, you know, to accomplish whatever you want. You have everything that you need here. So maybe this new opportunity, you know, maybe it's slightly out of your field, you know, with this change coming in. It could be, maybe you look at, you know, when the opportunity arises, you might look at the, for example, the job description and say, well, I don't really know if I have everything that it takes to do that. You know, will I be able to do it when they offer it to you? Maybe it's like you have, you know, out of 4 things that they're asking you to have, you have only one of them. And you're like, well, should I really, you know, go for it? Will I really be able to do it? And the answer is yes. You know, this is it's the one, if we think of aces in the tarot, this is like the, you know, the ace of aces. So it's very powerful. It's a yes card. It's about, you know, very positive, very powerful energies. And we have another huge yes card as if you needed another one, right? After the Magician, with the Sun coming in. So as you head out of the month, you have this beautiful energy of the Sun, and the Sun is a card of abundance. The Sun is a card of good fortune, of good health, of, the Sun comes in to enlighten. It shines its light on a situation. So this could bring in enlightenment. This could bring in, it's a very positive energy to come in. It's probably the most positive out of the entire deck, right? And so, it's like all of a sudden things are clear for you. Things are moving forward. Everything is clear. You can see after sort of going through this change, it's like you can finally see how this opportunity fits. It's right for you. Everything is right in the world. So it's like you just sort of, you understand this new opportunity. You understand your role with this new opportunity. It's like things are finally clear, So I think that, again, going back to this Four of Swords, I think that if there is a situation that comes in, right, this new job opportunity, these are huge shifts. So, take the time. There's nothing wrong with, retreating, reflecting. Maybe this offer comes in, right? This could be you receive this offer. And like I was saying, if you feel that I'm not sure, and, there's nothing wrong with taking this time to reflect, right? Retreat, go over things, don't overthink things, but, do go over things, come up with a plan, and then move forward, knowing that, you have all of this energy, this beautiful, it's divinely guided. These are huge sort of divinely timed opportunities coming into your life right now. So this could be a brand new job. This could, and a huge change, maybe something completely different from what you've done. This could be an opportunity in a completely different place. There could be a move involved, right? There could be, it's just something that's really going to shake things up, really change, but it's so, positive. It's definitely for the better here. Nutrition. Let me read you the message for this card. And it says, the angels say that you are a food alchemist, which means that you create divine magic through the dishes that you make and your nutritional knowledge. You may counsel others on how to adopt a healthful diet and demonstrate this skill for your friends, family members, or clients. Perhaps you're guided to write a cookbook, run a restaurant, or prepare delicious recipes for others. Your interests may also lead you to study nutrition and teach about its importance. You're a sensitive person who's affected by the foods and beverages you consume. You've noticed that your energy and moods waver according to what you eat and drink. Because you've paid attention to these nutritional links to your own emotional and physical health, you've learned firsthand how what you take into your body affects you. This may compel you to read books or enroll in classes on this topic. You may even earn a nutrition degree, which will enable you to help others. As you call upon the healing angels' help, you'll find that unhealthful cravings are replaced with an appetite for healthful meals and drinks. This, too, is a process you can teach others. So, interesting. For some of you, this might fit in with these changes and new opportunities coming in, or this could just be more, on a personal level, like incorporating or, just somehow using food to help others, right? Whether this is just, taking care of your family and making sure that you provide them with the, the food, the nutrition that they need. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, a whole life-changing, opportunity to do with nutrition. No, but it could somehow, for some of you, it might be, but, in general, this could just be speaking about how nutrition, or you use nutrition on a day-to-day basis. Okay, let's move on. This is an amazing reading. Now, love and relationships. And it was so funny because when I was shuffling, this card flew out. So we have in the past position, the devil, right? And immediately I said, relationships, devil, codependency. Well, this card flew out when I was shuffling the romance angels, which is codependency. And it says addictions are affecting your romantic life. So sometimes I chuckle, It's like I'm thinking about it and then the thing comes flying out. But anyway, we have the Devil in the past position, followed by the Knight of Chalices. This is the Knight of Cups in the present position. And the outbound energy, we have the Ace of Swords. And from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for relationships and love for the last 2 weeks of the month, we have the Hierophant, Major Arcana number 5. And I already showed you the Romance Angels card, and we'll get into this more once we go through the main spread here. So, starting off with the Devil card, yes, it could be linked with, you could be dealing with a Capricorn, right? Like yourself. It is associated with the sign of Capricorn. And, in a relationship reading, the Devil can have to do with codependency, right? It can be that, that sort of toxic relationship. And whether this, if it's not, it can be romantic, doesn't have to be. We can have toxic friendships, right? We can have toxic codependent relationships, that are not good for us. So however it plays out, it is this type of energy that, it's like we feel bound to another individual. And yes, it can be very alluring. It can be very, passionate and sexual even. We can see with this card, especially, it portrays it like that. But you see how they're all scratched up, right? They have this beautiful rose there, but then they have all of these scratches all over them from the thorns. So as wonderful as the relationship might seem, or certain aspects of it, even the sort of the more sexual, right, the physical side of it, it can be harmful. It can hurt us with the, so it's in this deck, it's actually called the Diabolical Rose, and it has to do with sensuality and sexuality and uncontrolled urges. So there could have been, it does sit in the past position, so this could be recent past, this could be, going back even further, sort of last year, even further back than that. But it's, it's an energy of, it's an unhealthy energy when we're looking at a relationship. But it looks like, we're leaving that behind, because what you have coming in is very beautiful energy. You have this new offering of love coming in, possibly with this Knight of Chalices. This could be more of a middle-aged water sign individual, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, male or female. And, this is the knight in shining armor. This is, knights are the ones who go off on quests. They bring back messages. They bring in offerings. And he is offering this beautiful chalice, right? This could be a brand new relationship coming in for you. And I see all of them daffodils, which makes me think of springtime. So, even if it doesn't happen sort of now, maybe by spring, there could be this brand new relationship coming in for you. And it's very happy. There could be even some type of renewal. See all the butterflies surrounding him. There could be, for some of you, there could be a renewal of a relationship. So, if you've been separated from somebody, you could be getting back with that individual. For others, this could be a brand new relationship starting up again. I would caution, if this is a renewal and it has to do with this devil energy, that might not be the best thing, right? It might be best to release these codependent ties, or break these ties. But if this is a new relationship, and I feel that this could be this brand new beginning coming in. It's very loving. It's a new offering of love. It's very sweet energy, right? The suit of cups is water energy, and it has to do with our thoughts and our emotions, right? And how our emotions affect our relationships, how they affect our behavior, how they sort of push us through life, through the flow of life. And this knight, he is a messenger of love. Knights are messengers, right? So this could be this new message of love coming in. It could be in the form of like an invitation, right? And we do have this, communication over here with the Ace of Swords. So there could be a new invitation coming in. If there is one, definitely, take the invitation, go out, go out for that drink, go out and have a meal, meet up with that person, have a coffee, whatever the invitation is. Definitely there's a possibility here for new love, right? And definitely try to go after it, because we have the yes card, right? We have this Ace of Swords as the outbound energy. And again, we were talking about swords energy in the other reading. So this is the mind, right? Suit of the mind, suit of our ideas, communication. And aces in the tarot, they are yes cards. They're blessings. They're the universe extending this, blessing to us. And in this particular deck, it's called, let me hold it up so you can get a better look. It's called the Breath of Winter, and it has to do with clear thoughts, clear judgment, right? Clarification. So that could be, what sometimes when the Ace of Swords comes out in a spread, there's this sort of, something all of a sudden, it's like you gain this enlightenment. There's like this epiphany, this aha moment. So there could be this aha moment when it's like, all of a sudden it makes sense, right? Maybe there's no opportunity. You're like, oh, yes, I definitely do need to go out with this person. And if you do decide to go out or accept this invitation, it's very positive energy surrounding it, right? With this Ace of Swords. It's very truthful energy, right? The Ace of Swords is about truth. It's a card of victory. We also have the Five of the Major Arcana here. Judgment card is the overall energy. And, in a relationship reading, this can represent marriage. I'm not saying that, this is going to happen over the next couple of weeks, but there's this energy, that's very, it's very sort of positive, and, the Hierophant is a very stable sort of energy. Like he's all about following the norms, right? And sort of doing things by the book, doing things in a traditional way, which may be, after all of this out of control devil energy is sort of what's being asked of you, or maybe this is what might, it might bring about this positive sort of change for you as far as your relationships go by doing things in a more traditional manner. The Hierophant can also be like a counselor. He's the man of sound counsel, and he's, like a spiritual figure. So this could be you seeking out, spiritual, guidance, going to, if you do attend some, organized religion, like some type of organized religion, you could seek out the advice from, the priest or, rabbi or whoever the person is. You might be seeking out some type of other counsel, right? This could be like a marriage counselor going back here. If there is some, trying to make things work again, there could be some, dealing with a marriage counselor or a psychologist, or trying to work on these, this codependency right here. It's also, it can have to do with like, large institutions such as court systems, the government, IRS, things like that. But here, in this relationship reading, I feel like it's more to do with this, counseling and possibly, more some type of, he can't even be forgiveness. You see how the man on this card is asking for forgiveness. So for some of you, there could be, you might be forgiving somebody, which has to do with this, renewal and, maybe even giving that person or that relationship a second chance. As far as signs go, I've already mentioned, Capricorn here. We have, I've already talked about the water energy. This is usually, it's just, this new opportunity, but it's air energy. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and the Hierophant is associated with Taurus. So there could be a Taurus individual. Now let's take a look at the Romance Angels card. Codependency says, this card answers your questions in perhaps a surprising way because addictions are the culprit behind the issues you're attempting to resolve. This could be your own craving for a substance or unhealthy behavior, or it could be that your partner's addictions are impacting your love life. This card is also an indicator of childhood experiences in an addictive family. Addictions numb the heart to pain, but they also diminish its capacity to love. Since love is the basis of your romantic partnership, addictions become a barrier to moving forward toward true emotional intimacy. This is especially true if you are twisting yourself in knots to please a person whose dependency has lessened his or her capacity for happiness. That no-win situation will negatively affect your self-esteem and your own happiness if you continue. Fortunately, lots of support is available worldwide in the form of 12-step meetings and other addiction support fellowship models. Whether it is you or your romantic partner who has the addiction, you can find free groups near you through internet searches or by contacting a local community health center. And, there could be. I mean, here I was focusing more on the unhealthy relationship, but yeah, I mean, the devil can speak of all of those things in excess. So drinking too much, using drugs, spending too much, the unhealthy addictions can come out in many different forms. So there could be something to do with that, whether this is, your partners or just, this connection to this other individual. There's a need to either heal through the counseling and get some type of healing and guidance and help, or there's a need to just sort of break free, right, and leave that in the past in order to have this new beginning here. And, I feel that that's really like the stronger message coming through for many of you. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful rest of January. Bye for now.